Well, we're located here in northern New Mexico. We're like 10 miles from the Colorado border. I grew up in the canyon where my mom was talking about. I grew up there. As kids, we would, that was our playground, just to run all over the hills. And as I started learning which ones we were supposed to use, I would go out and hunt them down, and they were all near water. Where I grew up, the sticks are everywhere, the sticks that we used. So we didn't even have to go far.
My name is Rowena Mora. I'm a basket weaver, and we're going to be learning about the basket from start to finish, splitting the sticks to the whole process to finishing up on Friday.
Actually, the only time you collect them is early spring and in the fall, but not in between because the sticks are very, they break and they're full of sap. That's when you don't pick it. Probably May on to August, I guess. That's a period when, because once you collect it, you have to split them. But you can collect the sticks for the smaller ones, for the coils. Those you can do anytime. But if you're going to make baskets without splitting, you have to do only certain times. I don't know how many people are still making their baskets. I don't know. I make it for whatever reason they're buying it for. Mostly for show, I guess. To put on a walls or whatever.
A lot of the older people, they're not so willing to give out their knowledge. A lot of them. But some of them that are, those are the ones we learn from. Those are the ones that say, this is how you do it. This is where you get it from. And that's pretty much how I learned, just watching the elder and hanging out with them and going out to forage the sticks. That way back in the day, you can't even go too far because there was no vehicles. But now you can just jump in your truck and just go down the way and, bring a bunch back. But the elders, it was harder for them to go out and get a bunch of sticks, so I guess it would be like whatever they had nearby.
I've seen my grandparents do it before, but I never really had the time to ask them, see if they can teach me. But I like it. It's something new to learn, and it helps preserve our culture of basket making. Helps us know something that takes time, years, and effort to learn. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy. Learning how to split, learn how to remove the bark, even learning how to just communicate helps people get to know each other. And I think it's fun. It's not really too bad. It's like something to take your mind off of, just to figure out something to do with your hands and just get working and just keep an open mind to anything.
I didn't think I would pick this up right away, or I thought I would struggle, but here we are. And I feel like things have just kind of started to come to me, naturally. So
yeah, and these knives, the old hickory, these are the kind of knives that my gram would make baskets with. My great grandma.
It's therapeutic, and then it just makes you feel good reconnecting with your culture.
It was some kind of flower that makes the red. Choke cherries.
Okay, it's better. Now there's just a big hole. It's just a big hole.
I'm still figuring things about myself. Even including right now, I'm figuring if I want to make this as my hobby to do,
I choose red because it's my favorite color, and I choose blue for my mom's favorite color because it's her birthday, so I want to give this to her.
Our tribe is known for Jicarilla. That's what the Spanish had given it to us back in the days, and we kept that name. So that's what it means, little basket. This is my grandmother, my grandmother, my grandmother. There's still like a cultural taboo that the men aren't supposed to make baskets. When I was younger, they were alive. I asked them, "Can I make a basket?" And they said no. As time went on, they all passed away, and I was working here as a bead worker, and there was an opportunity for basketry. So I asked my boss, and she remembers me. She's like, "You know what your grandmother said?" She's like, "You're gonna have to ask the elders in the community." So I did just that, and they let me do it. Yeah. So I've been doing baskets for probably 15 years.
Well, I think it's very important to have these workshops so it can continue. More people can attend and they can pick it up and they can pass it on. This is the first time I've done a class like this, and it was a good turnout. I see the students getting really into their baskets, and today's the final day, so there's a few students that finished their baskets, which makes me proud of them.